Old Trapper Beef Jerky, live in New York on September 14th. I'm Kay Adams. Kyle Brandt suited.
Yeah. Suited up.
What's going on?
And I think we just had the best Monday Night Football game of the year. We might have already done it.
Peter Schrager. We've got Thomas Davis joining us. No, just today and tomorrow. So soak it in, people, and tweet us at GMFB. We've got your highlights from Monday Night Football, a high-scoring affair in Vegas.
Let's do it. Sometimes you go to Vegas, you wear a suit like Danny Ocean. You got to class that joint up. And oh my gosh, what an adventure these two teams took us on. There it is, Allegiant Stadium, with fans, with torches, with commissioners. They were all on hand.
They had Randy Moss in the club beforehand.
They did.
It was amazing.
Boogers eating shrimp in the pregame. 17-10 in the fourth quarter. Lamar. He stripped. The ball is loose. Oh, that is punched out by Quentin Jefferson. Lamar had a couple of fumbles in this game. Spoke about it afterwards and tweeted about it explicitly afterwards. 17-10 now. Josh Jacobs. Look at the jump cuts. Gone. Touchdown. It's his second touchdown of the night. He only had 34 yards rushing, but 2 touchdowns, and the place was jumping. All right. What are we going to do now? 17-17, fourth quarter. Lamar looking. Guys, look who's here. Sammy Watkins joins the party.
Oh, Sammy.
49 yards. He almost scores. Perfect over-the-shoulder catch. So they got a new addition in him. Who do they hand it to? It's our guy, Latavius Murray. He was signed on Friday. And he scores. He walks in. Gruden's like, we're going to blow this one, man. Hold on, coach. A lot of football left. 4 minutes left. 3rd and 10. Who's Derek Carr going to? 4-2 speed. Henry Ruggs. What do you think, Thomas?
Love it.
Woo.
He got the dime on Henry Ruggs.
3rd and 10.
He did. It almost hit the ceiling of that place. 24-17. 2nd and goal. Darren Waller. The guy had 10 catches on 26,000 targets. Oh, my God, they threw to Darren Waller a lot, and he gets in for the touchdown. So the Raiders tie it up. Lamar, here's your moments. 2 minutes left. 2nd and 10. 24 all. Stepping up, running. Look out. Get him down. He will house this thing. Get him down. And they eventually do. That's a 28-yard gain, though, looking to win it late. And you know he sets it up for Justin Tucker. Mr. Automatic from 47 yards out. Got it.
That kick killed me.
It killed you in fantasy. Thomas Davis is a fantasy rookie. We're enjoying it. And Lamar, no rookie at all, says we got this thing. Because Derek Carr only has 37 seconds left with no timeouts. But already he's knocking on the door. Maybe could he deep in his own territory across the middle to Brian Edwards, who came up really clutch this week. Got to clock it. Look at that. Tick, 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 tick. Now 2nd and 10, 22 seconds left. We need something. Who do you go to? Guys, that's Brian Edwards again. This is a 3rd-round pick last year from Mayock and Gruden. And here comes Daniel Carson from 55. Got it. We're going to overtime. That's a 55-yard look at Gruden. Yeah, man. Hell yes. Charles Woodson, Mr. Davis. Woodson has an estate Pinot like a gentleman.
The bourbon guy now.
Oh, look at that. He switched back to wine wherever he is. 27-27. 3rd and 4. Carr looking. Is he going to go to Brian Edwards again? He is. Get in there, and it's over. The Raiders win the game. The celebration starts. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Why is everyone
fast?
What?
Not so fast, my friend.
Thomas, y'all, his knees down. He's short. But all the Raiders have to do is punch it in. Just quarterback sneak it.
Come on, Leatherwood.
Oh, my God. The rookie with the false start, Alex Leatherwood.
Come on, Leatherwood.
So they're going to blow it. Back him up. Okay, they can still punch it in. No problem. 3rd and goal. Score a touchdown. The game's over. Are you kidding me?
Willie Snead.
What? Oh, off the hands of Willie Snead and intercepted by Anthony Averett.
You can't make this up.
No, and watch, he's going to hit the helmet. And doink! And intercepted by Averett. So, look, the Raiders had so many chances. They blew it. Lamar knew that he gets another lease on life. So here you go. Under 5 to play in overtime. All you need is a field goal. Another fumble. Thomas, they blew this thing.
Absolutely blew this game.
That is Carl Nassib with a huge defensive play for the Raiders. Another one. Again, Lamar went on Twitter emotional and let it fly about these fumbles. He's really mad at himself, and you get it. Why? Because now you got Derek Carr. Look, Carr and Waller. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's when the dealer busts. We know that feeling. But hold on. So the Raiders come out to kick the game-winning field goal, and they have a delay of game. So Gruden says, oh, my God, send the offense back out. I want to get those yards back. So what you do, you hand it off. You set it up the middle of the field. And you set up that nice game-winning field goal. or you say roll the dice, and we got Zay Jones touchdown.
Great play
This
call.
one counts. Zay wins it.
Look at him, helmet off.
Oh my gosh, helmet off. It's 4-7 for 11 and a face guard for 21, and it's over. Wow. Zay Jones and Lamar said, I cannot believe we lost that game.
Eli says on the broadcast last night, Eli Manning says, Derek Carr to Zay Jones, one of the great tandems in NFL history.
Whatever it takes, Manning. 33-27, an instant classic. And yes, if you went to bed early, a Raiders win. Here's Derek Carr after 56 passes being really funny and self-deprecating after a huge win.
I said to ESPN after the game, I was like, it feels like my career. It's just, it's like, yes, crap. I was like, gosh, dang. But we won the game, man. And it feels so good. So especially to win the first one. Playing a team like this, a defense like this, and a superstar like Lamar, it's going to be a tough fight. Las Vegas, I tip my hat to you, man. You guys showed up. You guys were quiet enough for offense, but when our defense it's one of the loudest places I've ever been in, especially enclosed like that. It's up there. I would like to see the numbers on that, but it got really loud. But Las Vegas, they did their thing and they helped us pull out that win.
Steve Aoki, part of the celebrations. It was wild out there in Vegas to kick it off here in 2021. The Raiders, Schrags, made some huge plays to get the win. Exciting finish. What did you make of it?
I just am happy for that guy right there, Derek Carr, because this could be a very different morning, and it might not have necessarily been his fault. I thought he played so well over the second half and in the overtime, and just crazy things were happening, whether it be the false start or whether it be, oh my gosh, the interception where it's in Willie Snead's hands in the end zone. And yet, they come out with the victory. It didn't start pretty for Derek Carr. I'm watching it. It felt like it was a video game where it was like just pass to Darren Waller every time, and it wasn't working.
And they were down 14-0.
They were down big, and it was like, just focus in on Waller. That's the only guy we have. And I remember saying out loud, like, hey, you got Ruggs, you got Josh Jacobs. He targeted Waller 10 times in the first half. They had nothing going on. He started the game 2 for 10. It was ugly. This was a pick that was deflected. It was as if he was zeroed in on Waller, and this was a high school quarterback with his favorite receiver. And then things started to change. In the second half in the overtime, Carr just came into himself. And to come over the adversity of the start to this game, down 14-0 after a whole offseason of expectations, and then to say, it's not just going to be Darren Waller. We're going to get Bryan Edwards involved. We're going to throw that dime on 3rd and 10. Look at this beauty to Ruggs. It's a gorgeous pass. And then to deal with the adversity. After the Edwards thought of touchdown where he was a yard short, not only were the Raiders players celebrating, Ravens players were hugging Raiders players and saying good game. Like everyone thought it was over. Right. It wasn't over. They had this thing ripped out of their hands again. And Carr, who so appropriately and so, I want to say, poetically said it is like his career. It was up and down, up and down, up and down, and crap. And then we found a way. Good for Derek Carr, good for the Raiders. They're 1-0, and I'll tell you what, Derek Carr played his butt off after 11 o'clock Eastern. Like the first hour and a half, you're like, I don't know. Woke up this morning, I was happy to talk about Derek Carr in a good way.
Going into the game, for me, I think one of the real things, the real questions was what these running backs were going to do in this game. Okay. This was one of the things I was looking forward to. And they played phenomenal. They did a great job. But Lamar down the stretch, he was typical Lamar. He had a great game. And then down the stretch, he just got way too careless with the football. Those 2 turnovers were ultimately what killed this football team. It wasn't about what the Raiders were able to do. They never would have had those opportunities had Lamar not fumbled the ball at the end of the game.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason he was talking about it. He knows he blew it. And it's one way to look at it, Thomas, that Lamar blew it. Like, I personally, with all due respect, choose to look at those as takeaways, not turnovers. I think the Raiders stripped him. I think they made plays. And I have to say, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions. I think that was the biggest Raider win in 5 years. I really do. Now, I know they beat the Chiefs last year.
Week 5.
But this was at home. This is Monday Night Football. Everyone's oohing and eyeing over Peyton and Eli, and they won. And the vibe was so cool. We asked the question yesterday, is this thing going to work? Does anybody care about the Las Vegas? I know they care about the Oakland Raiders. They really did. It was awesome. And Carr was not just BSing at the end when he said the fans were great and the fans were smart. And I have to tell you, if you didn't see the beginning of this game, you saw SoFi Stadium the other night, and they bring out Michael Buffer, and it's very LA, and it's let's get ready to you-know-what. Vegas said, I will see your Michael and I will do this Vegas style and raise you Bruce. This was awesome.
Three-time world champion, Las Vegas Raiders! It's time!
And you know what, Bruce? It was time. It was time. It was time to open that place, and it was time to win. And it wasn't just shrimp and buffer and bottle service. The football was good. And they won in overtime. It wasn't time. It was overtime, and they won. Awesome night. Awesome night.
I'm going to be the one to sort of like rain on the parade this morning a little bit. Great plays were made. Carl Nassib getting them the ball back. I saw Max Crosby did his thing. It was great to see that as well. Plays being made by guys like Zay Jones you wouldn't expect. They have some depth. It's cool. I've been heartbroken by this team so many times since the start of our show. I refuse to buy in right now. Like, we can be like, Derek Carr, great job. I mean, the Steelers beat the Bills, and we're like, great job, Big Ben. We're not doing it. I need to see consistency. You mentioned the Chiefs. When was that?
Last year.
Week 5, right? Week 2, they beat the Saints. Then the next week, they got beat. They got the brakes beat off them by Cam Newton. Right. So before I get excited, Shrags, I need to see it more consistently. Is that crazy that I feel that
it's
way?
fair.
I'm
Look,
just like, I don't want to get too excited.
They're going
right
to Pittsburgh next week. It's going to be a little different, but let's enjoy.
You got to give them one hot minute.
I get it.
Because I'm usually on your side.
I get it, but like this is okay. So who won in the AFC? The Steelers won, the Chiefs won, and the Raiders won. Does this change how we look at the Raiders? We're just giving them their moment right now, right? I just don't. I'm scared to get emotionally invested because I need to see. This was it, Shrek.
It's very Vegas-like.
Exactly.
Guess what? Vegas, you can enjoy a night in Vegas.
That's true.
But you don't want to get emotionally invested.
I didn't see that buffer bit either. That kind of. If I was there, I'd
Vegas
be all
guy, Tom?
over it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Big time Vegas guy.
Can they win this type of game in December? That's the question for the Las Vegas Raiders. Thank you so much. You guys, great combo there. More highlights ahead. We'll talk AFC. We'll talk NFC. We'll get you set for Thursday night action. But let's bring in Tom Pelissero now this morning to hang out with us. Tom, I know, Debbie Downer over here. Huge matchup on NFL Network, though, this Thursday to kick off Week 2. NFC East, Giants, Washington. Everyone's asking what's going on with Ryan Fitzpatrick and that hip.
Okay, an MRI on Monday confirmed this is a serious injury for Ryan Fitzpatrick. It is a hip subluxation, which is a partial dislocation where the ball comes at least a little bit out of the socket. So at this point, nobody is ruling out Fitzpatrick for the season. He is still undergoing second opinions, but he's going on to injured reserve, and Washington just has to see how his 38-year-old body responds. For now and the foreseeable future, it is Taylor Heineke's Washington football team, the one-time undrafted free agent out of Old Dominion. He's been released 5 times, signed with Washington last December, ended up starting a playoff game and nearly beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Washington re-signed him to a 2-year deal back in January that's heavy on incentives. Those are now reachable. Coach Ron Rivera also said they're not looking outside for a quarterback, and that includes Cam Newton. So it'll be Kyle Allen backing up Taylor Heineke. They also signed Kyle Shermer, the son of Pat, to the practice squad, Kay.
Nice. Appreciate